Welcome back to On the
Chat,
Clock.
we have
on the
to
Ro-
stop.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Now
we're-
press Command B and delete everything before it. Welcome back to On the Clock on the Rocket Productions Network. I'm your host, Dawson McNall. My good friends Jace and Scotty will join me shortly. If you've missed any episodes of On the Clock, go find the Rocket Productions Network on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or any place you listen to your podcasts. All of our episodes are also available on the Rocket Productions YouTube channel. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Be sure to check out Rocket Productions on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So we're back, second show in a week because the snow day. We had kind of a lot. Was it yesterday? No, it was 2 days ago on Wednesday. We had a lot of coaching moves. So first up, Nick Saban retired. One of the greatest, if not the greatest, college football head coach of all time. And then after that, Pete Carroll retired. I didn't see that one until later that night.
Did he retire?
I think I think it's a combination. I think they wanted him to move into a leadership role and not so much of a head coach. So, and then the biggest one, Bill Belichick didn't retire, but him and the New England Patriots parted ways after 24 years and 6 Super Bowls?
6 Super Bowls. Yeah.
So, an insane run by Bill Belichick.
6-0.
6-0, yeah. So I had this discussion with Browning earlier. Do you think it is more likely we see a Bill Belichick or Nick Saban again? Nick Saban with just his development in college, I don't think we'd see one again because of NIL money. Mm-hmm. You don't have to develop players as much. You can kind of more just buy players. But 6-0 in Super Bowls, I don't know if you're ever going to see that again.
Because, I don't know. Browning made a good point with the whole NIL and, NFL's just I feel like easier now, or not as easy.
Yeah.
NCAA is easier because you can kind of Georgia, they're just gonna get whoever they want.
They can just buy.
You look at their draft or you look at their incoming recruiting class. It's number 1 wide receiver, number 1 tight end, number 1.
And it's not just for high school players. It's anymore. It's the one in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They'll get a lot of portal players.
So I think we're more likely to see a Bill Belichick than we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we just got some news from Browning, who just walked in. I don't know if you guys could see that on camera. Jared Mayo just got hired as the New England new head coach. So was he a OC or DC before?
I'm not for sure. I was gonna try and remember what he was, but I don't even really. I mean, I didn't watch a whole lot of Patriots games, but
the youngest.
Okay, so he was drafted by the Patriots in 2008. He went on to have an 8-year career as a middle linebacker, and then after the 2015 season, he retired. And then in 2019, they signed him as the inside linebackers coach. So I'm guessing after that, that he was just the inside linebackers coach. So I'm guessing. Because
big promotion.
Belichick was a big defensive guy, so I'm guessing he had a pretty big role, as probably taking on some of the duties as a defensive coordinator would if they're hiring him for the head coach job. But I feel like this is a pretty safe hire. Mm-hmm. A guy that ran Belichick's defense as not only a player but a coach. I think they'll need to bring in someone to revamp the offense, maybe Eric Bieniemy.
Something like that, yeah.
You're going to need someone of his talent to turn that horrendous offense around.
But I also feel like he's kind of in a good situation where the standard right now is not very high
for the Patriots after the last 2-3 years.
Can't get worse.
Yeah.
So it's a first-year head coach. He's never been a head coach in the NFL before. He was a linebackers coach before, not even.
So he's going to have a year or two of grace, especially with this quarterback situation.
Yeah.
So we can look at the other side of the coin now. So the Patriots seem like they stabilized. The ship is going to go wherever the ship's going to go. But Bill Belichick, where do we think he's going to end up? We think he's going to retire? Is he going to end up in Atlanta or Las Vegas or Los Angeles or Tennessee? What are your guys' thoughts? I thought I saw something yesterday that said he was going to not leave coaching quite yet.
I don't know. I think a team will probably hire him as a head coach if he goes out for it, but I don't feel like he should be a head coach anymore. I feel like he's kind of at that point in his career and life where I think settling in a role like a defensive coordinator
or a GM
would honestly be better for him.
Because in New England, he was the coach / GM. Barry, your thoughts?
I don't really think he should keep going with a head coaching job. He is pretty old. I think he's like 71. 71. So he's already getting up there with age. I mean, honestly, I feel like he should not, I feel like he was a New England guy. So going to other team would feel a little weird, maybe as a head coach, but yeah, he could be a defensive coordinator or a GM. But honestly, I felt like he was more of a New England guy. He's going to stay till he's going to retire and be done. But
yeah, I kind of agree with that. But it feels like almost like, remember when MJ left the Bulls and went to the Wizards?
Like Brady.
It feels like that.
It's kind of like Brady a couple of years ago when he went to Tampa.
Yeah, I mean it could be. I don't think he has the time and energy to go to a situation like Tennessee and completely rebuild everything.
Yeah.
I think if he was going to take a job, he would take either the Atlanta job or the Chargers job, because I feel like they both already have pieces. I think
the actual coach.
I think the Atlanta job is better than the Los Angeles job, just for the simple fact of they have more building blocks and they have cap room. The Chargers, you have Justin Herbert, and other than that, it's just big cap hits.
You got two old guys. They've been
Keenan
productive.
Allen and Mike Evans.
I would say, well, not Mike. I was thinking.
Not
Keenan
Mike
Allen
Evans.
and,
Mike Williams.
I was thinking Eckler too.
Oh yeah, I think Eckler's deal is up after this next season.
They're just. I think Eckler's 31, maybe 30, and then Keenan's like 34, 33. So they're getting up there.
And then I don't think Mike Williams is too far behind them. He's
Probably not
29, 30.
Yeah.
But ranking these jobs and fit for him, I would say Atlanta, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, like the two. Me, I'd maybe go Chargers. Just he's not going to be there as long. In Atlanta, you're probably going to need a new quarterback, so he's probably going to be younger. Maybe
you're going to need a year to develop him and
so
whatever. Yeah.
I feel like he's going to be there for, say,
I'd give him 3, 4 years.
3. Yeah, I was about to say 3, maybe 5 years at most. He's going to be with them, and then he's going to leave, and then these players are going to have to adapt to a whole new coach, basically. Because
a whole new system.
Bill's probably one of the most, I don't know, he's like a really different coach, more like
old school.
Yeah, so they're going to have to adapt to a whole new coach. And so I feel like at the Chargers, you're going to have Justin Herbert probably till he starts fading out, and then get a few new guys, but I don't know.
Yeah, and another piece I forgot Atlanta to have, they have Jesse Bates at safety.
Yeah.
They do have some building blocks. You got Bijan, Pitts, a top 15 pick, Jesse Bates, Drake London. They got pieces, and Aguilar, and Jonnu Smith.
Don't they have that one corner, AJ Terrell?
AJ Terrell is solid, too. They have a solid interior defensive lineman, too. I would go to Atlanta.
Garrett.
Yes, it's something like that.
I'm trying to think what it is. I don't know.
I think they have an okay O-line, but I think his big concerns would be beefing up that linebacker group and the offensive line.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think that Atlanta job's pretty ready to go, and it's a wide open division.
Yeah.
We are going to send it to commercial here, and then we're going to be back with the storyline.
The Rose Hill Rec Center was founded in 1973 and is located on South Rose Hill Road. The rec has a gym, basketball court, and also has courses for Taekwondo, lots of different activities and events throughout the year. You can contact them at 316-776-9880.
And welcome back. We are here with kind of a lot of storylines for the playoffs. You know, every year it feels like there's one or two big stories, but this year there are quite a few. I would say 4 or 5 big stories. So first off, you have Cleveland and Houston. Houston obviously traded Deshaun Watson to Cleveland to get C.J. Stroud. Unfortunately, Deshaun Watson is not playing, so that kind of puts a dampener on this storyline. But you also have Joe Flacco.
Off the couch.
Yeah. And if he wins, he'll face his old team, the Ravens, in Baltimore.
That'd be a hype game.
That would be hype. So that's kind of 2 storylines.
And they've already played each other, and Cleveland won.
And then the next one, I think this is probably my favorite. Stafford returns to Detroit.
Yeah.
and Goff has a chance at his revenge game against the team that he took to the Super Bowl and lost to the Patriots in probably the most boring Super Bowl ever. It was really bad. It was on my birthday. I remember not being impressed, and I didn't even really know ball that much back then. But did you see the story about the jerseys? So there was a story going around saying that there was a group of people, like diehard fans in Detroit, boycotting Stafford jerseys, saying they weren't going to let people wearing Detroit Stafford jerseys into the game. So,
That's tough.
So
What are you going to do? Tell them to take their shirt off in a Detroit game that's going to be like
20 degrees.
I looked at it. It's negative. Or
I was about to say,
it's going to be 1 degree. Feels like it'll probably be like -20.
there was a little bit of snow, so
And
or rain at least.
Yeah, Matthew's wife reached out to put a tweet out towards the fan base and said we know you guys are saying this is only for a week, but we've never felt that way about Detroit. We're grateful for all of our time there and just being the bigger person like Stafford's normally been in the past. Next one, I accidentally wrote down Tyreek returns to Miami, but I meant he returns to Kansas City. Part two, yeah. Or I think no, we played him in Germany.
Yeah.
So this is the first time back technically, but I think we were actually kind of considered the home team for that game. Tyreek will return, and the Miami Dolphins, who are used to sunny and 75, are going to be playing in a -30-degree wind chill game up in Kansas City.
With snow.
That sounds miserable.
Honestly, they were talking about how many people would actually go, because this is out of all of the games, it was showing the cheapest ticket at every game, and the Chiefs have the cheapest ticket.
Yeah, because this is supposed to be the coldest game on record.
I think the ticket's $60 is the cheapest for a playoff ticket.
Yeah. James said it was $50 because he was going to go.
Yeah, I'm sure they only drop from here. And then lastly, Mike McCarthy faces his former team that he took to the Super Bowl over the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So that one's kind of interesting. I think my favorite Stafford to Detroit.
Yeah.
Stafford back.
I'm a Chiefs fan, so I'll probably go Tyreek.
You think Deshaun will be on the sideline?
Oh, he has to be.
I think that'll be kind of a funny thing to watch during the game.
I bet they start throwing stuff at
Yeah.
him. All right, and to close the three of us out, last night the NBA was kind of in a weird spot.
Whole bunch of blowouts.
It was really weird. There were only, I think, 8 games on the slate, but one of the games ended in a
62.
62. Yeah.
No, it was 63. It was 62 or 63. I'm not.
Hang on,
too
let me
sure.
do the quick math.
It's on.
It was a 62-point victory for the Thunder, winning 139-77 over the Trailblazers.
I think it was tied for fifth
Fifth
largest margin of win in NBA history.
Yeah.
And then this one is not quite it's still weird, but it's more weird in what happened after. So at halftime of the Bucks game, they were up 75-38. The Celtics benched their starters in the second half. They didn't play them.
It was no, it was in the second quarter too.
Or, sorry,
they
yeah,
didn't
so,
even
yeah.
start in the.
Because
They were just up by so much. Who
Yeah.
were they playing?
Celtics and Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
The potential Eastern Conference Finals matchup.
It was at Bucks too.
Yeah, it was in Milwaukee. I saw Thanasis even got in the game.
Yeah, his first play, he got a flopping technical.
Yeah, so
So
that's that.
He deserves an NBA, I'd say. So.
All right, well, we are done for the day, so we're going to send this over to KJ and the rest of them.
All right, we're here. We're gonna do a bracket and see who we think's gonna win the Super Bowl. So we got Cleveland and Houston. I'm probably gonna pick Houston.
Picking Cleveland. Houston's trash.
And then we got Miami and Kansas City. I'll probably pick the Dolphins.
All right, I gotta go with the Chiefs. I just spent $20 on this game, so I have to. If I lose, my mom's gonna kill me.
And then we got Pittsburgh and Buffalo. I'm gonna do Buffalo.
Buffalo. Yeah, Josh Allen stuff.
Or are you just gonna do?
Do NFC.
All right. And from the NFC, we got Philadelphia and Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Really?
Tampa.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
All right.
And we got the Rams and Detroit.
I don't.
I'm gonna do the Lions.
I'll do Lions too.
Then we got Green Bay and Dallas. I'm gonna do Dallas.
That was tough. Yeah. I think it's Baltimore and Baltimore. Who we
Yeah.
taking? We taking Cleveland?
I guess.
I don't know.
And back in the AFC, we got Baltimore versus the Browns. I'm gonna do the Ravens.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll do Ravens.
They're not gonna lose to the
Yeah,
Browns.
you're right.
And then who do we pick? Dolphins.
Dolphins. Oh my god.
I feel like the
I
Dolphins
hate
would
you,
win.
bro.
Who would they play though? What
They would
team?
play the
Oh.
Buffalo.
Dolphins versus the Bills. Did the Dolphins already win?
No, yeah. Dolphins already beat them.
Yeah, I'll
and
do
then
that.
finish it off. Top, yeah. It'd be the Ravens versus
For what?
Bills.
And then the Ravens versus the Bills. I'm gonna go with the
Ravens.
Ravens, yeah.
Lamar Jackson's him, bro.
Huh?
Lamar Jackson's him.
Aren't the other number one? And then 49ers versus Eagles.
Niners, baby. Niners.
Eagles are kind of doing trash.
Just
And
our
then
football team.
Lions versus Cowboys.
Cowboys, baby. Cowboys.
Yeah, probably. Oh, and then it's the
Niners versus the Cowboys.
Niners. And then Super Bowl would be Niners versus
Ravens.
Ravens. Actually, I feel like that could be it.
I'm going Niners, bro.
I'm gonna go Ravens.
Lamar Jackson's.
All right, back to Dawson.